What's up everybody, it's me Sammy Connor, and I'm here with another custom LEGO build. This is a deep space exploration cruiser. The purpose of the big ship here is to study the surface of other planets by collecting samples from them to bring back from the surfaces. The ship is divided into 3 sections with the kind of command module and work area kind of right here. And in the middle here we have the main living quarters and the small lander shuttle. And back here we have the airlock and the 2 engines. And for the boosters I used 2 large wheel pieces. At the front here we have a big satellite dish that could be used for picking up signals from space and also for communications. At the top here we also have a LEGO City Space Company logo, which I got from a pretty old space set that I used to have. So before we actually check out the big space cruiser, I just want to take a look at the small lander shuttle that I built with it first. Now, although the space is quite limited, the body is 4 studs wide, which is just enough to fit a minifigure. So at the back here we have the main tail and the big main engine with a trans orange piece inside of it. Now, because there's going to be no actual runway on the surface of other planets, it has these 2 soft landing thrusters represented with 2 trans red pieces. Now, the roof is easily removable and can just be popped off like this to check out the interior. So, as you can see here in the cockpit, as I said, pretty limited space. There is 2 identical consoles for your minifigure that's going to be sitting in here to look at. And most of the space inside of the shuttle is dominated by this hatch here in the floor that can open up, and that actually leads to the docking port right here at the bottom. You can actually see it from the exterior, so there it is. But I did manage to squeeze in some supplies back here, one of them being this one, which I'll just take out in a second here. Whoops, okay. So one of the supplies inside the shuttle is a camera, which is what this is supposed to represent. And it can be held in the hands of a minifigure. If I can get my camera to focus here, yeah, it can be held in the hands of a minifigure, thanks to the little bar piece right here. Also, in order to actually get the samples from the other planet, there is this circular saw that can be used by the minifigure to cut off like a rock or something from another planet's surface. And finally, at the back here, there's a samples storage crate that can be just opened up like so, and then you could throw whatever you pick up from other planets in there. Okay, so let me just dock the shuttle on here onto the big ship itself. And I just need to get it aligned. There we go. Okay. Alright, so now the shuttle is in, we can take a look at the actual system for getting into the ship. So once we're docked, the astronaut climbs over, opens the hatch right here, and then there's also like another hatch on the big ship that will pop open, and then that provides a clear passageway for your minifigures to climb through the hole into the body of this. Okay, so starting with the front of the ship, we can take off this big roof section, and let's start up here with the command module. We have 4 console pieces. There's like a stickered piece up top there. Okay, and we have a crew member sitting at one of the seats and working on his little station. There's also a seat for another crew member. Also, part of the part of the bridge are these 4 computer screens that can be used for communications, checking the systems of the ship and whatnot. So right now, as you can see, one of the astronauts is holding on to a clip and floating through the ship while communicating with a guy back at mission control. So right back behind the bridge is the science lab. So now I've taken the minifigures out to give you guys a better look at the science lab. So up on this wall we have kind of a scanner device with an arm that can kind of rotate out the way, but it can also break off easily. So hold on, let me just... So back behind that device, there is a geode piece that I also got from a space set, and that can be analyzed by just bringing this arm around and onto it. So you see, if I can get this to focus, so if you see these are kind of like giving you information about what the geode is kind of composed of, and that's done with a printed piece. And on the other side we have a microscope magnifying another geode, which is done with a magnifying glass piece, and you can also kind of rotate this out of the way to take a look at the geode. And on the other wall right here, if you can see it, there's a control panel, like a computer screen up here, and on a clip right here, there's also a little syringe. And I forgot to mention, the solar panels can rotate around to kind of face the sun. Okay, so I've now taken the roof off to give you guys a look at the living quarters. Okay, so over here we have 2 beds with a crew member on one of them calling somebody on the phone. Right behind the beds is the actual stove for preparing food in space. And over here we have a guy on a treadmill getting his exercise, so I can take him off to give you guys a better look at that. So it just has a single, hold on, come on, focus. Okay, it just has a single console piece up here. And right back behind that is a tools rack, which includes a wrench, a flashlight, and a walkie-talkie. Meanwhile, here on the other side, we have the bathroom right here. And it's pretty simple with just a single it's just a single kind of piece for the toilet. And for access, there's also a door right here to open and close. And right next to the bathroom is a small water cooler or whatever it is, but main point is it's a place to store water. And now in here we have the fridge with all of the food aboard the ship. And it also has an opening door with kind of a passcode to get into it for looks. And the food right now that I have in there are a pizza, some lettuce, some greenery, and these are supposed to represent like a few drinks and stuff. And over here we have some of the crew's life support that they will use outside of the space cruiser, with 2 helmets and 3 oxygen tanks. And there are also these 2 doors over here that we can kind of open up. Yep, just like that. And if you go through those 2 doors, you get into the airlock, which has just an opening hatch up here. Now, the airlock itself is pretty empty, but there are 2 heavy-duty kind of space suits that are mostly used for EVAs. And here's just a better look at one of the heavy-duty spacesuits. Anyway, guys, that was my video on the LEGO Space Exploration Cruiser. If you liked it, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!